Hi, What the Thunder Said, Part 15. So, thinking about the whistle of Robbie Burns. The whistle was the prize of a drinking game. It was a real-life heirloom as well as a metaphor they used. So, he said, as the authentic prose history, the whistle is curious, I shall here give it. In the train of Anne of Denmark, when she came to Scotland with our James VI, there came over also a Danish gentleman of gigantic stature and great prowess, and a matchless champion of Bacchus. He had a little ebony whistle, which at the commencement of the orgies he laid on the table, and whoever was the last able to blow it, everybody else being disabled by the potency of the bottle, was to carry off the whistle as a trophy of victory. And on another website I found that in Sant Alfio in Sicily, there was kind of like a remnant of the celebration where it says, you see how many it fits in a cart pulled by a donkey or a balsam mule. See how they play, sing, shout, beating cymbals, bumping tin plates, tearing violins and guitars, blowing against whistles and jars. Men are relieved of wine and sleep, their women more than them, and all with certain haunted faces drooping and moving only to flounder in the air or to draw of swords without meaning and construction. So interesting link with whistles and jars there. So that's like a Grail reference, I think. I don't know what blowing could refer to though. And crawled head downward down a blackened wall. So head downward, upside down is like the idea of being born. The wall, like the walled garden, maybe a Mary connection. Also was thinking of the hanged man with being upside down. And on the website I was looking at, it mentioned Bram Stoker's Dracula. I saw the whole man begin to crawl down the castle wall over the dreadful abyss, face down with his cloak spreading out around him like great wings. They're the castle Grail link, and also a blackened wall, maybe Negredo and alchemy. Upside down in the air were towers. I could only think of maybe Cassiopeia upside down, couldn't think of anything else. Tolling reminiscent bells that kept the hours. I was thinking maybe a clock tower. For example, in Plymouth, there's Derry's clock tower, which actually had to be described as a fountain for planning purposes because they didn't have permission to build a clock. But it's not actually connected to running water. One of the few things that survived the bombing of World War II. In Egypt, they used a water clock, something like clepsydra or something like that. I focused a little bit on the word reminiscent because it just seemed like an odd word to use, like thinking poetically. So I came across the D41 hieroglyph rumen, something like that. A palm facing down, but it's also a pillar holding up the sky when using the plural, so a bit like shanty. Also means like to carry a sacred object or the person carrying it. And then I came across Remen Herisa, Orion's upper arm, associated with Sahu or Sa, the hidden one. He was swallowed at dawn and arose every night, so I could link with all that nonsense before. And voices singing out of empty cisterns and exhausted wells. So exhausted, I thought tired as in tire, the whole Dido stuff. Cistern, I was thinking like a womb, maybe, like a vessel. And I thought there's a metaphor of like a sieve as well, coming back to this idea of the walled garden. The voices singing, so the thunder singing. Empty cisterns, I thought of shoe. I have a little bit more.